Well, hi guys. Welcome to the podcast. We're recording with a new mic today. Hopefully it'll be quite good. It's a really good mic, so if it picks up other things and stuff, then I'm sorry.
And I will try to refrain from clicking.
Or squealing like a velociraptor.
Yeah, it probably like you just by coughing you've deafened like half the audience.
I am really sorry, as I wasn't here last time. I know you had Adam on, but yeah, no, I was dying of the flu, and I'm still getting there.
Yeah, but while you are living in a glass house, I know you're having difficulty finding alternate accommodation, but try not to throw stones.
Hey, I don't get it, I don't understand.
Yeah,
I mean, I was going to laugh at that, but I don't.
No, it's a struggle.
Who throws stones in houses? Anyway.
We should put a counter on this video of TS's strike rate for jokes.
The TS owned counter.
Yeah. All right. So you've missed quite a bit of stuff on the podcast.
I have. What have I missed out on?
I've been losing weight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still doing the shakes?
Yeah. Isogenics week 3. I mean, I did a weigh-in after 2 weeks. 2.6 kilos down after 2 weeks, which for me is pretty damn good.
That's huge in general, especially if you're not continuously losing weight.
Yeah. So pretty exciting. TS and I have been doing heists on GTA. We finally finished all the heists.
Finally.
It took a long time.
And now we can have fun again.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the last heist. Although it was really, really hilarious. I'm going to tell everyone a story. So on the last heist...
What is the last heist? What's the surrounding story?
It's another one. Basically, it starts off, and Lester, the pervert, he gives you a job to rob a bank. It's called the Fleecer Bank. And it's just a tiny little bank. Oh. And then after that, he says, I'm working on something kind of big, I think. But in the meantime, you should work with these people. And that's a pretty good impression. So you work with this other guy for 2 jobs, or 3 jobs?
2. Oh,
Prison Break.
Yeah,
Prison Break,
well, that's
EMP.
the whole cast, the arc of all the heists.
Yeah, but then the 4th heist is Big Face.
Oh, yeah, Trevor. Fucking Trevor. And then the last heist, Lester comes back to you and he says, okay, here's what I've got. And he shows you that it's another bank job. But this one is a bank job in the center of the city.
Right in the middle of Vinewood.
You have to go in, guns blazing. You got to you end up taking $1 million for the job. And if you don't get shot and lose half of your money, then you take away $1 million, which is great. But
how often does that happen?
Let's just say it caps out at losing up
45% of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Is this the job where you were driving away? Because I came over for a visit and you guys were driving away for like the better parts of 3 hours. Yeah. And then you're like, you know what? We're not getting anywhere in this.
Yes.
Just trying to jump off this gorge.
See, this
3 hours worth of driving.
This is the most hilarious part, right? So we had all but done the whole thing. We've done our bikes. We're at the end. All of us have jumped off this ledge. We've thrown our parachutes out, and we're parachuting down to the boat. I'm in the boat. Shanks is in the boat. Sean's in the boat. Tias is in his chute. And we're like, all right, we've got 10 seconds. All you have to do is land in the boat. We're sweet. And then Tias turns, and I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, no, don't turn into the... And he turns into a rock and just falls to his death.
There was also a time where I'd gotten to the top of the mountain, and then I'm like, look, I can't use the turbo on my bike. I don't know why it doesn't work.
Did you work that out?
No.
Okay.
But Sean, I'll hop on your bike. You'll do the turbo boost off the cliff. and so I hop on Sean's bike. We do the turbo. He does the turbo boost along the bridge.
Yeah.
And then as we're getting to the and then we go back. But then as we're going to line it up again, it comes up with a thing on my screen saying out of bounds. Get back to your area.
Oh, this was after Sean boosted right into a fence. Yeah. So it's like they're at the end. I'm on the boat again. I'm watching TS's screen. I'm like, oh, thank Christ, it's over. Because they're on this bridge. And all you have to do is get to the other side of the bridge and go off the edge. They're going across the bridge. They just curve and swerve into the fence.
I wasn't driving.
And I'm just like, wow.
And then there was the out of bounds, get back to your area one that we still don't understand.
That was BS. That was
despite the fact that when you were talking before about TS flying into a cliff, despite the fact that TS couldn't troll to save his life, and I think would be like physically hurt by trolling you guys to play this game. Like if he was all like,
It would be one of those, this hurts me more than it hurts you.
I can so very see a different type of game of being like, everyone being like, come on, you can do it. 3 hours of gaming, trying to get this fucking jump. You're all there, and he's all like, whoops. Hit the wall. Whoa, I'm so sorry, guys. My hand slipped or something.
You fucker.
You.
Tom has figured out my secret. And then, no, the
T.S.
worst
Allen,
part,
celebrity troll.
the worst part after all of this was the fact that we had split up the kitty from this last heist based on the assumption of a full load. And it's like, so I have $100,000 buy-in, so I'm down 100,000 at the beginning. They get 20,000 for each of the 5 setup missions, so they're 100,000 up.
Yeah.
So the agreement was that we would split it rather than the recommended 55, 15, 15, 15.
Basically,
that would be 40, 20, 20, 20.
In the end, Tia's got shortchanged.
I got shortchanged because we lost 45% of the heist takings, and then I got shortchanged further because everyone who wasn't me got a $100,000 bonus for not being the leader.
Yay, not being the leader bonus! Yeah.
That's rough.
In other news, I have recently been playing Deus Ex 1. Because I saw the trailer. Saw the trailer for the new one, and I was like...
Wait. Hold on. Deus Ex. When you say Deus Ex 1, you mean the one before the most recent one that came out?
No, the one that came out in 2012, that was Human Revolution.
Yeah, Human Revolution.
Before that was Deus Ex 2,
Yeah.
Invisible War.
Yeah.
And before that was Deus Ex, the first
I have
one.
never seen anyone play that.
Hang on.
I've been playing it quite a lot.
Deus Ex is the prequel to System Shock 2, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah, the weird thing is, because Human Revolution was a prequel, like, you see, in Human Revolution, you see all these badass augmentations, and then you go back to the first one, you're like, it has all these badass augmentations, but these are nano augmentations.
Yeah.
So they're actually, like, ultimately badass, not the mechanical augmentations that you see.
I, as far as my cyberpunk goes, and I am very low on cyberpunk, it's not usually a thing I'm into. I'm more of a biopunk or steampunk kind of guy.
I'm unfamiliar with biopunk. Please define.
Biopunk is more looking at like mutations. So like X-Men is sort of biopunk.
Okay.
But if that was like in a big universe where everyone was being mutated on their own, like genetics and stuff.
Is different biopunk?
Is
that TV series I spent 10 years writing biopunk?
No, it's not superheroes.
No, alright, cool.
Because X-Men doesn't technically count because it's also an allegory. Which I do say anyway. That's another topic for another time. Whether TS should use his script that he's written as an allegory for being an outsider. But no. So you're playing the first Deus Ex.
Yeah.
How are you finding going back to a game that should be run on DOS?
I use a texture pack.
Oh really? It's a HD texture pack.
So I'm running it at 1440p on my screen, 1080p on my work screen. I don't play at work, I swear. Brad, don't look at this. Anyway.
Can verify. Was there. We were watching porn.
Shit.
We cleaned up afterwards though.
Just like the phone rings instantly, you're fired.
Work-related porn.
This isn't even live.
Work-related porn is worse, Tius. That is what would work-related porn...
No, dude. It's blackmail. We're blackmailing his boss.
I know crimes.
Okay.
I'm not just a heist man.
So how was the old... Oh yeah, I also started playing Cities Skylines.
Oh yeah.
And I suck at that game so hard.
Really?
Oh my... It's fucking frustrating. I'm like, alright, I've got enough power. I've got enough water. I've got the pipes going out. No. 3 neighborhoods that have no power. 2 neighborhoods that have no water. What the fuck is going on?
Okay, so... The usual problem a lot of people have with that game is traffic.
Budget for the...
is a traffic problem. Like that is the biggest thing people have with this because it comes from a company that made traffic games, and so the simulation is really deep, and it's really hard. And my suggestion, because I figured that would be what you had a problem with, and so my suggestion to him would have been to just sometimes allow it. Sometimes one part of your city's just going to have bad traffic. Melbourne, beautifully designed city, sometimes has bad traffic. Street.
Hashtag Hoddle Street.
Yeah.
Punt Road.
Yeah, sometimes just bad. Poth Road.
Yeah.
Terrible traffic.
Also,
up the top end.
While we are talking about terrible traffic in Australia in general, our internet speeds.
This is a serious note here. Firstly, okay.
Well, these videos take you 3-4 days to upload. Like we are talking.
I tend to get them uploaded by Tuesday.
Yeah.
By Tuesday.
And
so I spend tomorrow editing.
It's
Well, no, see, there's my figuration with the internet speeds we have here that you'd be uploading for.
It's 2 p.m. on Thursday now.
See, the
Yes.
uploading doesn't take that long. Honestly, our internet here, if we're connected directly into the modem, I'm getting, as on-speed test, getting about 110 meg per second down, which is fucking great for Australia. Like, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay for Slovakia.
In the UK, when I left, they were working on Virgin's new fiber network, and that was going to be 300 meg per second down.
Yeah.
What year was that?
2008.
All right, so Australia is at almost 50% of England 8 years ago.
Hey, that's not fair to tease, right? We have parts of Australia which still think it's 2008.
Yeah, that is true.
Like Cairns, legitimately, like I was walking around the supermarkets up in Cairns, and no offense to any northern viewers, but the music they were playing in the supermarkets, all 2008. There was nothing new, right? The magazines all seemed dated. Everyone was wearing fashion from like early thousands.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
oh, and there was that magazine that was talking about how Oprah had lost all that weight.
yeah, and how she was planning to come to Australia in a few years. It was a bizarre thing, right? Cairns, genuinely strange place.
Okay.
Although good fun for time travelers like TS and I.
So how has your couple of weeks been? Obviously quite shit now that you've been snotty.
It has been. Like most of it's been like recover from flu.
Yeah.
Although I must admit there's a certain amount of joy in recovering from flu. In the whole like I am too sick and brain dead to be able to work, so I may as well play a game which is equally brain dead. Brain dead.
I'm so concerned because right now I'm drinking rum. I'm a few drinks in. It's about 10:30 at night. Quite a late podcast, and I have to work at 6 a.m. I have to be at work at 6 a.m.
And you don't have a vehicle.
No, I do.
Oh, you did. You walked that out?
Yeah, no, because I got rear-ended.
Yeah.
And I
For the punters at home.
contacted RACV, the insurance company, and said, "Will you guys pay for a hire car?" And they said yes.
Hell,
So got sorted with a hire car.
top shelf.
Yeah, I mean I had to pay
RACV, if you
$200.
would like to sponsor our podcast, we are the Mindless Jabber podcast.
Notice how I
Hopefully, by the way, I've spoken to a friend who's going to possibly help me edit and possibly help me design a jingle for the start of the podcast.
We do need some song. Like it's a shame that none of us. Well, you're particularly musically talented.
Yeah, but I haven't got a saxophone, so I can't record anything.
That'd be so good. Be like Mindless Jabber podcast.
Yeah. I could totally do that.
We could totally just steal the jingle for "Who's the Dummy" from Jackbox.
Who's the dummy? No.
Mindless Jabber.
Yeah, I feel
It
it.
fits.
And so all we need is someone to animate the start. I don't care if it's shitty animation.
Dude.
It still look cool.
When I get to being able to do things that are work related and outside of my own time, I'll be a very happy man. At the moment, I am like so far behind. It isn't funny. I lost my USB stick, which had like all the work I've done since the beginning of the semester.
Wait, you had the penis of an American bee?
Oh my god. USB's dick.
Oh, for fucks! Can we make this bi-directional so we just skip tears? So
That was surprisingly funny.
So we had my
Strike
USB.
count.
My USB was. We're gonna take a tick off for that?
No, I'm marking one up.
Can you chuck me some of that fake? Oh yeah. By the way, we're not sponsored by Coca-Cola, but
Holy
this is
crap.
Coca-Cola Life.
Yeah, no.
Which is one of the new Cokes. From what I understand, it's basically half the calories of regular Coke. Probably tastes like something between Coke Zero and normal Coke.
Well, no. Here's the thing: is you know how like Coke Zero has the sweet like chemical taste afterwards.
Oh yeah. See, I don't get that from Coke Zero anymore.
But there's the thing. This doesn't. It just tastes like the cola flavor, and you can taste all the little nuances that come in the cola flavor. And I really like it. It's probably my new favorite. Like I'm a Coke Zero man, properly, but
I'm still waiting for a Coke product that has no artificial colors. Because I don't taste the colors, and I don't need them.
So the 80s called with Coke Clear.
No, but that has an artificial colour in it. Clear.
Yeah.
Really?
They went to great lengths to change the color to be clear.
That's insane.
It didn't taste the same.
Alright, well, we should probably get on to point. Tia's had a good fortnight, I'm sure. Is there anything
I lost my USB stick with everything on it. That's where we were going with the USB stick. Yeah, no, whole semester lost. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, Tia's is like, I had a really rough day. And I'm like, Tias, no, not today. I literally have lost all of my work. I am so far behind already. Everything's dead. And then out of nowhere, one of the girls in my class was walking down the street, right? Just the street in the city from Melbourne Central to the university at RMIT. It's not a far walk, but she was walking to class. She saw a USB stick on the ground, picked it up, right? And just went, oh, I think this might be Thomas's. Texted me. I know, unlikely story. She texted me, right? And was like, did you lose a USB stick? And I'm like, yes! And she's like, I found a USB stick at Melbourne Central and I figured it would be yours. And I'm like I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it.
That is
like, I'm happily engaged, but I was going to marry that
USBs.
woman. I was like, Meg.
Shut up, Meg.
Good,
So-
wait, good on you, Meg.
How did your any big events? that you wanna-
I took the mid-semester test for Latin at my university, even though I haven't properly been showing up to the classes at all this year. I'm just like, I should probably get less rusty at Latin. I'll show up to half the classes, and then one of them had the mid-semester exam, and I'm like, I'm in.
Let's do this.
So you're being a proper university student then this year?
And then
Turning up to half your classes?
And then I showed up to my ancient Greek class 2 days later, and they're like, by the way, the mid-semester test is next week. And so I've come from one class where I'm like, mid-semester test? All right, cool, let's do this. To another class where I show up, mid-semester test is next week. Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! Kind of
That's
moment.
Tia's having a panic attack.
So are you gonna be okay for your Greek then? Gonna get in?
He's gonna get it in the Greek.
Gonna get in the Greek?
I'm a little worried about being
anal
ashamed
jokes.
of myself afterwards.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
While
I
we're
was-
sticking with your theme,
I was
I'm
gonna
worried I'll be
ask
ashamed
you-
afterwards.
For a topic, right? And I was gonna say, yeah, do you have a topic for today? But I think we all have a topic, right? Which is the new Star Wars trailer came out.
Can I just quickly
Finish.
Holy crap! Okay, so the first trailer came out, and I was like, I'm cautiously optimistic about this. And then I saw the most recent trailer, and they're like, Chewie, we're home, and I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah,
don't
see,
care. Opening night, give me tickets. I was
heard
sitting there, I'm
the
crying,
music.
like.
I heard the music, and I'm like, you know, when you hear that
Is
that
it
part of the and you just get tingles. You like actually get physical tingles when you hear it. And you're like, I'm okay. After I saw that, I downloaded perfectly legally copy of Star Wars New Hope, 30 gig download.
You do
in full
own
DTS.
like 8
Oh,
DVDs
whoa.
and Blu-rays of that film,
Really?
though.
Yeah.
Sorry, right, full DTS.
Full DTS. And it is, I mean, it's still the special edition, so you still get a couple of shitty scenes that you don't want to see. But
It's
it was
gorgeous.
still, it was,
having that just, and on your sound system too.
oh my god.
Have you
it was-
you've seen it, Tiz?
Yeah, I've seen
You
this
are a
preview.
He
human
was
being.
watching it today, actually. Sorry, guys, we lost a fair bit of footage because the camera was full.
Don't worry, it was just
we
Tiz
did-
being upset about Star Wars.
Actually, it was good. We talked about the new Star Wars trailer, how much Tom and I loved it, how much Tom and I loved the new Star Wars Battlefront trailer,
and just Star Wars games in general.
and yeah, and which Star Wars games we
And the
liked.
little football with an R2-D2 head.
So this
Yeah.
section of the podcast will be brought to you by Tiz's disdain for Star Wars games.
My favorite Star Wars game was Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO, the last one.
Yeah.
Love it. I still love it. Love the fact that every dialogue is recorded. What was yours? Yours was the pod racing.
Yeah, the pod racer on the
Wait,
Nintendo
can I ask you a
64.
question about that?
Yes.
Of course, the pod racing on the N64 was very, very good, but there wasn't like a second pod racing game that was brought out where you could actually like, there was more combat involved in the.
I didn't play that.
It was really good. Not all stories that come from a game have to be the stories that you tell. I remember playing Perfect Dark and having like this emergent story come out of it that was where I just played through the levels, and it wouldn't be I am Joanna Dark and I'm there to protect Datadyne or fight Datadyne or anything. I'd go in there and I'd be like, all right, so the girl behind it, and actually the first piece of fiction I ever wrote was kind of Perfect Dark fan fiction, but I replaced all the characters. And so like there's a girl in the first level. The first level you come in and then you go down all these stairs and then you see a girl in her office. She's like, "What are you doing here?" And then you knock her out with this. I played this level. Perfect Dark, so many times in my mind. And you knock her out, and that girl became the wife of the main antagonist in my roleplay thing, and it was sort of like a like spies world thing. And so like I ended up telling my own story through this game.
Yeah.
I've
I've had generally my kind of emergent story, like storylines that I've actually kind of paid attention to have come out of World of Warcraft because I spent 8 years of my life or so playing the game.
That's a long time to spend in an alternate universe.
It really is.
TS would know. We spent so long in alternate 1952.
Yeah. Also, like, alternate 1990s. I've never told anyone this. I'm actually from a different timeline. In my timeline, this is the weirdest thing. Neapolitan ice cream is... I know you're gonna find this weird. Chocolate, but like a fudge chocolate, custard, and pistachio. And it breaks my heart that I can't get proper Neapolitan ice cream in this timeline.
TS, you've taken me to that timeline. I know.
You're gonna be okay.
Gorgeous stuff. But no, yeah, like you play Pokemon quite a bit, but you do tell your own stories with that.
Yes, that's actually where I was going to go with my topic tonight. In
Which is why we completely seamlessly entered into it.
I believe they call that a segue until you ruined it with your name dropping.
Am I allowed to tell?
Oh yeah, sorry, you're saying right. Sorry.
And that was my emergent story.
That's fucking rad. Well, you have, as I say, you have your own stories.
Yeah, I have my Pokemon, and because I was...
We're nerds!
Yeah, because I was such a prolific Pokemon breeder in X more than anything ever, there was a lot of, like, I've bred this Pokemon, ooh, randomly I found a shiny. That Pokemon is now significant. Oh, I'm going to do another playthrough because my friend lent me her Y cartridge. Well... the more while I will use on that game is going to be the son or daughter of this shiny one I love so much. Let's breed one up right now. And so I ended up with Venus, who is my shiny Mawile, and I'm like, okay, cool. So this first time I'm playing through a female character, right? I want all the Pokemon in different Pokeballs. Good. Venus has a Pokeball that doesn't match anything else. When I breed her, I will get something. Venus. Ooh, that's a mythological figure. Roman. All right. What are the sons and daughters of Venus? And then I find out that Timor, from which we get the word timid, is the embodiment of fear.
Linguistics.
So I'm like, cool. Something that terrifying suits the name Timor. So I had this one Timor that was going all the way through.
And Mogwai, is that terrifying?
They kind of are in their mega form. Okay. Look it up.
I suppose they got big mouths in their hair.
Not just in the mega form, two big mouths. But so I was playing through and you get that thing. I'm not sure if a lot of other people do this, but whenever you realize you're going to fight a Pokemon of the same species as one of the ones in your team, has to be your one of that takes it down. It's like, I'm going to be fighting a Kadabra.
Oh yeah,
Kadabra, get out there.
I feel you.
Yeah, Raichu, fighting a Raichu, get out there. Fighting a Jolteon, get out there.
I'm old.
Yeah,
and I get it.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm also old. And I also... Actually, I'm the youngest here. This is great. Look at me. I'm young.
Yeah.
Healthy. Fit, even. I'm going to have a cigarette after this.
Yeah. And so...
I'm going to do 16 push-ups.
I'm slowly working my way through Alpha Sapphire at the moment.
Yeah.
And the other day I had this moment where the Ralts I was raising was at level 19. It evolves into its second form at level 20. And I come up in my fight against Mike... whatever. In English, he's called Wally. When he's like... I'm going to battle you. You ready to battle? I'm like, no, just a sec. And I turn around and I move my Ralts to the front of the party, and then I turn around and I'm like, all right, I'm ready. And then we go through this fight, and I even took a photo on my phone of the two Raltses, which are just like the weakest looking Pokemon there are, but they're, they're lovable, and you know that they're going to become badasses. And so,
you can say so.
Yeah.
I'll post a picture, I'm sure.
And so I took down his Ralts with my Ralts, and it just happened to be enough for him to level up to 20 and therefore evolve as a result. And it's just like, you kicked another Ralts' ass, one that's significant to the fucking story.
Yeah.
He had plot armor. If you beat him, you're evolving.
You deserve that evolution.
Yeah. And it evolved into its pretty little miniature ballerine princess, and now is wearing a ball gown.
Welcome back.
And this portion of the podcast is brought to you by TS's Queen. Of course.
Because I own the Queen.
Long live TS's Queen.
Is that the strange woman who lives in Monash?
Oh, you know what she does though?
What?
She keeps them always shined on in a pretty cabinet. Let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette. Melodies and... Oh, anyway.
Apparently, I don't know the lyrics to that
Before
song.
you make your mind up.
She's a killer
Queen, got life in jeopardy. Dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Anytime. Next we leave from Paris.
Anyway.
Cause she couldn't care less, meticulous and precise.
It took me a solid moment there to realize, like, this is where you should be
Queen.
staring at the camera while.
Oh, right, Queen.
No, where I should have just been staring at the camera. Just get a solid. Is it Ben Scott from Parks and Recreation?
Oh yeah.
He's the master of the.
Right. Well, okay. So,
alright.
What I'd like to talk about, if you don't mind, is accents. Quite frankly,
Mostly.
now especially many YouTubers. This is actually directed at you, SourceFed, Lee Newton, Joe Beretta, the former crew, Trisha Hirschberger.
You,
Charlie McDonald.
you
Raina-
dickbags.
You're all terrible at doing accents. I love you so much, but
He does.
Honestly, this is a lesson for you primarily.
I don't know particularly well who you are.
Now we're all quite good at accents, if I don't mind. Now
Well, this is just my natural
actually how
accent.
T.S. and
Improvisation of words.
I think we've gone over this. That T.S. and I originally met at a party.
It is
because
indeed how we met, actually. It is legitimately the way we started interacting for the first time. Yeah.
Because
That's not surprising.
I heard this man with a
Because,
proper, well
like-
thought out Scottish
Actually,
accent.
it wasn't
heard.
any just regular accent though, because there are so many people, especially that try and do a Scottish accent, and they're like, they try and do a groundskeeper Willie.
Groundskeeper Willie!
They've been in their faces.
See, even T.S.'s little bit of like Scottish there, his little bit of groundskeeper Willie was too good for groundskeeper Willie.
No, that's true.
Groundskeeper Willie!
Yeah.
But that's the hardest thing. It's because, like, I was brought up in an area of London where, like, the people they talk there, they all talk with the, received pronunciation. And so,
like stiff upper
the Queen's
lip,
English,
kind of.
yes.
Oh, quite.
The Queen's
quite.
English, RP. Okay, so
Yes.
welcome to the BBC. And so, when I speak, like, if I spoke how my grandparents speak, then it's mostly like this.
Yes.
And so I find it quite strange to think that you're speaking in any kind of accent.
That's interesting. That I lived in Oxford for 3 years.
I don't have an accent, I'm speaking English.
Which is how T.S. and I became friends.
Oxford was an interesting experience because you would expect home of Rowan Atkinson. You would expect that it is the home of the Queen's English.
No, well, there's the thing. That is actually a perfect Oxford
There are
accent.
so many fucking you could walk 2 blocks, right, and you go from what was just being said,
Yes,
to what's
yes, of
now
course.
being said. It's like Cockney on one side, yeah, and then fucking straight back to fucking stiff
if you
upper
would
lip.
like to walk from the East End to Oxford, you're more than welcome to do it. But
No, but we've got chavs in Oxford, yeah, and they
Yeah.
fucking actually, there's one accent that I can't fucking do, and that's that fucking chav accent.
You can't do a Chav
No,
accent.
the chav one that's
No,
like
it's just like East End, but you select all your words together.
the
Don't you?
chav one
'Cause
that's
you think
like
you're from the streets,
no,
don't you?
no, listen, you're not listening to me.
Because you don't fucking care less.
The chav one that's like half Jamaican, yeah.
oh no, you know what you're talking about there. That's I have this very particular thing. This is going to sound terribly racist when I say it. And I like to call it Black Londoner. It is African people in London.
No,
they
but that
do
guy-
have a certain accent.
That
It's
guy from Five, what's
Yeah.
his name? And he was white. He was a white
Well,
man.
no, Idris Elba has a similar accent.
Are you
when he
talking
speaks
about the
now.
No,
idea of an
no.
ethnolect?
No,
An
I'm-
ethnolect is when an ethnic group has an accent of sorts. In Melbourne,
Yeah.
Greeks have an ethnolect all to their own.
Okay, well look,
Who
we're
invited
gonna
the linguist here?
what we're gonna do here is we're going to go through a series of accents that we can do in quite a way, and I'm going to start by saying that the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Well, indeed, of course, a quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog.
The
But-
quick brown fox jumped over the lazy sleeping dog.
Oh, what a cunt! Wait,
Yeah.
is that your Australian
And
accent,
here in
or is that your
Liverpool-
London accent?
And here in Liverpool, we say the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Hey there, Ringo. Are you going to calm the fuck down? Hey, just leave it at that. And there's the thing, is that my Lilliputian accent is very, very sloppy. And so I very easily go into something which is almost Scottish, maybe a little bit Irish.
You're actually sounding quite Scottish there.
Hey, it happens. It happens to the best of us. After a few
Happens
scotches.
to the best of us. So you were saying something about being a Scouser?
I can't actually do a full like Scouser accent for planned things, but I can say, can I have some chicken and a can of Coke?
Aye.
What the fuck is that?
What he's saying is I'd like to have a chicken and a can of Coke.
Chicken and a can of Coke.
Or a curry.
There
Maybe a
was-
really nice curry.
Are you Middle East?
There was a TV series in England called Marry, Snog, Avoid, and there was this girl who was talking about how she loves being sexy and looking sexy and just being dead sexy.
All right.
Does she not know how to use the word letter X?
There is one accent that Tia's, one English accent that Tia's will destroy us all on, and that's Geordie.
Oh, it's love. What's Sarah Mulligan has that. It's lovely to think that he was thinking of more poetic things while he was punching a bee.
No, I know that one.
That's stolen
That
from
one's
QI.
It's
I
so
love
hard.
that.
It's so hard to
a
maintain.
proper accent?
I actually find that the
Oh, do you float? Do you float into a natural accent?
when I'm drinking,
Yeah.
like now, right? So the first thing that I change to is this. It's like mild Cockney, kind of East End, yeah.
So 2 drinks down, you're
Not
like,
a lot of people
"Hey,
know
welcome
that."
to East End. Not a lot of people know that. And when they do, I fucking sort them, you know what I mean?
Now,
Take him to Manchester.
what do we do
Taking a fucking Manchester.
when we fall? Master Wayne.
Do you even lift, Master Wayne?
We pick ourselves up again. Excuse us, while our counterpart dies off the side of the camera.
Don't mind me.
Master Wayne.
I just go listen.
Okay, so it's interesting that there are so
Sure,
many
eh?
English. So what we've gone through a little bit of Cockney, we've gone through a stiff upper lip.
Yeah,
we've gone
yeah,
through
sure.
a Scouser, a Liverpudlian, and we haven't quite gone through a true northern.
Northern accent, and they've got this thing where they don't have the in cat, because they don't
Sure.
say cat, they say cat.
Like cat.
Right,
You don't say cat, you say
Cat.
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 It's
Cat.
a little further back,
I don't know how you're doing that. So that's weird for me.
up north.
My mother was from the north. I was never very happy about it, and I inherited one thing
Sure.
from my mother: her shitty northern accent. But there's
I
one
never knew
thing.
my father.
There's one thing about
was
my
beheaded.
mother that you'll never know.
Did they sing
She
it
was
at the wall?
originally from Somerset. She was. She was a true Somersetian.
Are we? Oh, fucking.
And then we go right down to the
Ain't
south.
no spy, no Eves, Captain.
Right down.
Yeah,
I ain't-
we get.
I
we
ain't
get-
Piratey voice, isn't
Wait,
it?
I ain't been dropping no E's, sir. I swear.
Why is it pirates are from
From
Yorkshire?
Cornwall.
No, it's not Cornwall. It's Cornwall. It's not Yorkshire.
Actually,
so very close.
I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that.
Cornwall, Somerset, and Plymouth, right next to each other.
I
So
know, yeah,
many of those
Plymouth, that
people
makes sense.
sound exactly the fucking same.
Sure.
I've gone all fucking.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Geordie.
accent
Right,
I
so-
would really
Plus,
like?
you hop over the lake and you end up you're
In Wales?
You're in a completely separate kind of vocal spectrum.
This
right?
part-
when
wait,
you hop
wait,
over the lake.
Hey, Chubba.
This portion of the podcast
No. I need the coke.
is brought to you by Murphy's Irish Stout. No,
And Coca-Cola.
I finished mine already. Bring me another.
no, this is another good accent
that just
that
happened.
Tias and
Sorry.
I are quite good at, and that's like having a good old Irish accent. I've got quite a story actually to tell you about my Irish
I
accent.
too have quite the story, and I will wait until you're finished.
I was-
until you're good and ready.
I was involved in a movement quite a few years ago.
It wasn't
was
a bio
called-
movement,
was it the IRA?
It was called the Pickup Artists Movement.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes. So I was one of those.
Send your hate
fuckers.
mail to
I was-
mindlessjabber at some sort of email address.
I was one of those fuckers who would go out and try and pick up girls by saying, "Did you see the fight over there?" And
Oh,
try-
negging
I
and that
only
sort of
used a
stuff.
neg like once or twice, and actually worked the 2 times. I
You
used
know
it.
what's disgusting?
It's really good.
My partner, Matty, her
Right.
ex used to neg her in her relationship.
Yeah,
Doesn't
once you're
make
in a
any
relationship,
sense to you.
it's fucking pointless.
Doesn't make any sense to
So anyway, I was out one night with these lads from the Pick Artists,
Aye.
from the Lair, if you call it.
Don't.
And
call
I was
it that.
talking to these 2 girls from Ireland, and I'm not quite sure where they're from. I was quite adamant that I was from Dublin, south of Dublin, actually, because my Irish accent.
You're not going to pull off Belfast with that. That's the thing. That's
Exactly.
important.
I'm not. I'm never.
Never
going to
ever try and pull off Northern Irish if your accent is
If you're
Southern
from
Irish.
Southern, yeah, you just fucking don't do it.
You'll get stabbed.
You'll-
Because
not
if
you-
she's
you
from
get-
Northern Ireland, that's when her patience will wear
You
out.
get firebombed or something.
It'll wear right out.
Hey, listen here,
Awful.
boys. Just calm down a bit. Right?
You're fucking telling the Irish to calm down.
So
Well, maybe you should go back to potatoes.
both of our Irish is quite good. Really good way to figure out if you can use an Irish accent is to say the word mouth.
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 Mouth. Wait, you're talking like being happy.
Like
Have a
if I'm
mouthful of
talking,
voices.
I'm using my mouth.
I'm using my mouth.
Well, that's where the same thing comes from, doesn't it?
Right.
Mirth
'Cause
from
when
the
you-
mouth.
Mirth from the mouth. Yeah.
Mirth from the mouth.
That's
Yeah,
how it
all right.
happens.
Yeah.
All right. So that was the British Isles, if you will.
Sure. Well, you know
none
what
of
I
us-
would love.
none
The
of us
accent
can
I
do-
would love to
Are
have.
we just leaving that a
Is I'd
Scottish
love to
accent's
have-
been somewhat eluded here?
Look, the one
There's a
Scottish
sort of
accent.
spectrum here.
The one Scottish accent that we can invariably do is the Glaswegian, and I think a lot of people sort of think that Glaswegian is Scottish. It's like the definition of Scotland.
Fuck no!
But so many people like
Stop it.
There's a really good.
Sorry,
you there?
I'm really sorry.
Have a look.
Stop it.
Have a look at the
Give me that.
Game Wank podcast.
Oh,
a lot of them.
Tam
There's
McGleish.
there's like 2 or 3 people from that podcast.
Are
who
they Scottish?
Who are legitimately
Too Scottish to
Glaswegian.
listen to.
No, it's like 2
Sure.
Glaswegians, and there's like
Glaswegians.
2 Northerners, Northern fucking Highlanders.
Sure.
And they speak
Like
so.
Kevin MacLeod.
I can't fucking do. I'm good at accents, as you can fucking tell, but I
Maybe.
can't fucking do it.
Leave a comment in the
Can I
bottom
do?
if
I
we're
spent
fucking this
many.
up for you.
Alright,
And he's just saying awesome sauce, but you're meant to say it like awesome sauce, not like awesome,
Awesome
sauce.
sauce.
Like you've just found the bottle of Dijonnaise. I mean,
all right, so we're gonna move on.
skip a pro.
Where did
not
we
just
go?
A, not
Hey,
just
hey,
a
you
lake,
guys.
but a
Well,
pond.
no, we can
Scales down as you get bigger distances.
Can any of us do the Boston accent? Because I am very jealous if you. If
You a
can.
cop?
I'm not a fucking
Are you a
cop.
fucking
Are
cop?
you fucking cop?
I'm not a fucking cop. You a
Fuck you.
fucking cop?
Wait, how far
no,
can you take that
actually,
accent?
I'm not a cop.
Because South Cali is somewhere I can definitely sit very comfortably talking.
All right,
And I'm very
So
happy
you just
to be
totally-
in there.
Personally,
so-
here,
so-
I'd love to hear anyone.
Well, no, it's
like
not just
I
being a
just really
stoner.
want to hear if someone's gonna listen to that and be like, yeah, he's probably American.
Oh, no, actually,
He's probably not a British actor
That,
who can't do it.
that-
He's probably not that Australian actor on
way,
The
man.
Mentalist who can't do it.
So Americans all the time, they are like, "G'day, Bruce. There you go." And that
No.
passes for Australians.
No,
so
that-
maybe they
It's
just
that
worse
was
than
a good.
It's-
That was
it's-
too good
it's
to be
worse.
American.
It's worse
yeah.
than that because it's always a, "G'day, Bruce. How are you going?"
Or worse, so we're, hey, here you go, mate.
Yeah.
I'm from Australia.
In your defense, that is how people from Queensland sound.
and to take it.
Oh, you know what's fun? If you slip way down south, and so you're down here, and you're like, we're enjoying ourselves some bourbon.
Now listen to me, young
Cool.
man.
It's time.
There's a difference between what you're doing and a true Southern man. Now, a Southern man can sound. He can sound like he knows what he's talking about. He can sound like he's not a true fucking redneck. Now me,
College kids.
I'm not from the South. However,
Well, I am! Yeah! That was racist, and I admit to it. But I tell you, living down here in the bayou gets sure bare sweaty.
Tell you what, though, times like this, I wish I had a bigger waist so I could wear all my black belts. Yeah, I'm a black belt in pretty much everything: karate, larate, jiu-jitsu, kick punching, belt making, taekwondo, bedroom.
Oh, hell yeah. Like,
hey, you guys are way off fucking base over here. You're fucking way off base over
He
here.
loves me like your father over here.
Wait. I'm confused. Do you come from New Jersey or do you come from
Hey, I'm from New
Brooklyn?
York.
He's from
I'm
New
from
York.
fucking New York.
New York, we're all from New York. I'm from New Jersey, same sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. See, that's interesting because if you're from Jersey, then you sound like you're from Jersey.
Yeah, I'm
but
from
you know what?
Jersey, it's New
if
York.
you're foreign and you're
It's
from
the same place.
and you hear Jersey and you hear Boston at the same time, you don't know the fucking difference over here.
Well,
you
and-
got
and here's the
no
thing,
fucking idea.
Bostonian and Rhode Island also sound the same.
See,
They're
Bostonians.
very similar accents.
The good thing,
Not joking
the good
with
thing
you.
about the Bostonians is that they kind of sound Australian.
That
to
there is
Americans,
perfect.
They kind of sound Australian.
That there is
like,
perfect Boston accent.
It's fucking great over here.
Yeah. What?
I'm a fucking crap. Am I crap?
Excuse me. Now, when we hire Australian actors, the first question we ask is, "Can you do an American accent?" To which you respond, "Hey, I'm not Australian. I'm from Rhode Island."
Can I actually ask Tias a question here? Right, after doing an Australian accent, American accent, after doing an American accent for a prolonged period of time, more than 5 minutes, say, I always have I just slip very, very easily back into RP.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you do too. Because you grew up where? It was like a teeny tiny country town.
So you
When did you grow up, Tias? Yep.
You become a character for whom's accent you.
Well, I actually
no. If I do an accent for long enough, right?
You start playing a character from that region.
No. Well, sometimes, but no. The more important thing is that after a while, I go. I don't want to do this accent anymore, and the default accent I come back to is a lot harder than my regular.
Right. I understand.
He overcorrects right back into British.
Yeah, no. And so my regular voice sounds like this, and I'm like, "Hello, how are you?" I'm a little bit Australian, a little bit English, and then but when I've just been doing an American accent, as I was doing before, I go from being like, "Hey, how are you? Yeah, hope you're having a good time here, and we're all gonna have a good time while we drink bourbon and cokes and just enjoy ourselves." And then when I correct back, it goes straight back here. Like all the way. Yeah, to the back of the throat.
As far as one can go.
Yeah, we don't want to do it any
Well,
misjustice.
Actually,
smashing boys, smashing boys.
To mention an accent
Actually, I'm from England.
a region mentioned...
Actually, I'm from Britain. England's the whole lot of a bloody thought.
To jump through here, we've got what I usually find is a good palate cleanser is an accent that we never actually covered but did mention, and that's a good Welsh accent.
No, I did.
You jump into a proper Welsh accent, and
No.
then as soon as you are out of that, like you can bounce cleanly out of a Welsh accent.
Gross.
Welsh is great because
Gross.
Welsh sounds like Geordie, so close to Geordie that you could almost. And yeah, fuck you, Wales. You sound like Geordies. What are you gonna do? Have a go? Come on.
Not a lot of people know that,
But anyway,
to be clear, I like you.
Easy there, man.
All right,
all of you.
So
I hate you all.
Let's continue with the race.
Fuck you,
all right, so
Wales.
we've gone all of the English.
And also the ones in the ocean.
We've got all of the English, the Irish, the
Wales.
basically the whole Great Britain, and everyone knows that we can talk with some kind of Norwegian.
So
Berkey,
you've got the sort of overdone version of what you're trying to
Of
do.
course, of course, that's the way.
I
Can I get- I want to get into your
skjønner
voice.
what you are trying to do.
Tias, can you tell us about why you're no longer an adventurer?
Well, I used to be an adventurer, very much like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee.
Hey! That is amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is amazing.
So
I
we
did love that to hear that in a proper accent. Too.
another ones that we're pretty good at. I am
It's
from
a
time to
metaphor
time.
for
I
getting
am quite
married.
good at Russian.
More Russian.
I
is
drink
a-
many. I spill my drink.
My problem is when
You break table, but you no break accent.
A really good story.
I cannot do Russian because every time I choose to, I slide back into French.
Yeah, I was about to say, audience,
Wait,
please tell us what you
wait.
thought Tom was trying to do there.
Okay,
My
so
accent was from
we had a really good story. So from back in my house when I was living with my dear friend Tias for quite a few years.
He was
We
indeed
were,
living with me, eh?
We were living.
That's
Living. No, hey. If you think this is from Portland, you're really insulting the natives. Now we were living in this house, right? And we were playing this game. We're drinking our beers and our wines and our ciders and our rums and.
And he
cokes.
was about to bone his girlfriend.
And then there was this drill, and she said there was no way. So we were playing this card game. We there was cards around the table. And someone made this rule where we had to talk with an accent. Now I chose Russian as my accent. Now,
That is
if
a very
anyone
big
has tried to do Russian accent for
It
a
is
long
hard to
time, it somewhat takes over. Yes, so
You know what
break
is hard?
points. You
It
make
is hard
this
to
point.
speak proper Russian accent
So,
and keep on not speaking broken English.
This is eventually I come to this. The good thing about Russian.
Sterling Archer.
good thing about Russian is you can say how to say very much.
Very much.
Very
Yes.
much. So I
Also, is
I
great
pick
to
up-
break out with, hey cousin, let's go bowling.
It's Serbian. This is not Russian. You go back to home. So I'm playing
go
a game.
home.
I'm playing a game. I
You're
pick up drink.
fucker.
I pick up drink, and I'm having drink while everyone else is talking. And it's my turn to pick up card. So I pick up drink, and I drop drink. And
You
his
great
glass
embarrassment to
table,
family.
his glass table goes straight to glass table.
Oh, this true
I say
story.
shit.
This
I,
true story.
It's true story. I say shit, fuck, I break table. And my housemate, he looks at me and he says, good work, cousin. You break table, but you no break accents.
Hey, you ever heard of the machine?
Is always good story, cousin.
You heard the story of the machine?
So
Let's go
we can
bowling.
also do German.
We can do German.
We can do a good German from
Yeah.
time to time. Yes,
No, no, no.
if you
The
like.
problem with your German is that you sound like a raw stereotype.
What exactly? This is
It's
what
all-
this
yes.
is what I sound like when I'm trying to do German.
Yes,
'Cause-
but
Or maybe you sound like you're from Munich.
there is something happening when you say yes. I'm a native speaker of German. I'm from München, and we speak German there.
Do you have words that you go to when you want to speak a certain accent? When you go
Yeah.
like. So for me, a big strong one for
Fiddle-dee-dee
German.
potatoes.
Oh,
Excellent
like the
for getting
fiddly-dee
into a
potatoes.
proper French
Yeah,
accent.
and English, of course, is just of course. And
If you
Yes,
don't
dear.
mind.
For
See,
me-
mine's if you don't mind.
It depends on the
my
accent.
German accent is very good when all I do in my head is I go Luftwaffe's at the ready. I go, and actually,
My
for
Irish
for
one.
my Cockney one, I go, oi, sap is waiting for you, mate.
My Irish one is just like.
Like.
All I say is
Oh,
like.
actually, no, I've seen you do that. And
Like-
you go, you're
like-
like, mate.
Like,
Yeah,
you
we
understand
don't know.
what I'm fucking trying to do here?
Similarly-
I'm trying to talk Irish like.
Right is my
Right.
perfect like. Yeah, I need to start a sentence. I need to be in Irish. I need to be right there.
Right there.
Well, no.
Right.
So that's my Norwegian accent when I'm like, boka load of versk.
Yep.
So,
And that's all I've got. But,
I
very
assume, yes, that we can all do a fairly good French accent.
no, French is
yeah.
quite good.
Oui,
Oui?
I
Très bien.
certainly can try.
Your French accent is very
It's very
northern.
put on, isn't it? Is it not?
Northern French.
It's
vrai.
interesting
Oui,
that that people like us who are so generally good at accents, we sorry that
We are
accents are
really
very
perfect.
good.
It feels so weird to just accept. Yes, he is saying a positive thing
But
about
some
me.
of
I
us,
do not need to talk him down.
Of course so.
Some of us are good at so many accents, and some of us
Well-
have our fortes.
You should
Or
hero
stress.
my Italiano accent. It's a grando piano.
Oh,
Alright.
like Brad Pitt out
Alright.
of Inglorious Bastards.
Alright, guys, we haven't got that much more time. Let's,
wait, we
let's-
should go to your hypothetical. You got a hypothetical for
No,
us?
I want to keep going with accents, man. We haven't fucking.
Wait.
We're not even fucking halfway through this fucking thing. All right, so
Wait.
South Africa.
You a cop?
Well, when you're in South Africa, you've got to make sure that you don't stop at the robot.
Yes,
And
the only way.
that reminds me,
the only
there's
way
a- there's
I can the only way I can truly do a South African accent is when my catchphrase to learn how to do a South
South
African
African
accent
accent?
South
is
African?
when I pull up to the traffic light.
Yeah, or
traffic
or
lights.
robot. Yeah.
If I
No,
say
for
if
me
I
it's
say
the
traffic
doctor.
light, traffic light is the easiest way. The weird thing is you can't say traffic light
Yeah,
because it's a robot.
yeah, you call a traffic light a robot. And funnily enough, there's a film that's come out recently called Chippy.
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 Chippy is
Yeah.
really good for
And
the
it's about
accents.
robot.
Robot!
Sorry, traffic light that learns to love basically. And it's got a lot of
Is this the Sandra Bullock film?
yes.
I don't know
yeah,
why
yeah.
that's Scottish. Look at
And-
me. Slide
and-
right into that.
It's the film
Oh,
where,
Chappie!
it's the film where Sandra Bullock marries
traffic light.
Ryan Reynolds, and she's Canadian for some reason.
Of course.
And we believe it because we're
Aye.
just like, it's Sandra Bullock, she's well hot.
Hey. Oh, you know
I
what?
don't understand what you're saying. We were talking about the movie robots,
No, of course
and traffic
it's-
lights.
of course
and
not.
all of
Well,
a sudden, you changed it
You
to
know what
Sandra Bullock.
accent I find very
Mate,
accommodating?
it's Sandra Bullock, mate.
I do love
Fully sick,
English
mate.
people.
Sandra
with
Bullock is
Indian
fully
accents.
sick, mate.
Okay, so getting
Oh,
beyond
no.
below the equator,
Oh, no.
we've got Australian. Now, my Australian accent, I define as being a soft Australian accent with heavy North American influences.
Sure, why not?
I mean, we can all do. We can all do the horribly racist Mexican.
Yes, it is Speedy Gonzalez.
If
it's that accent,
or
we
better yet,
give that impression.
Better yet, Slopo, okay?
No,
Yes, eh?
you guys are being very racist, and I find it very upsetting to me.
You
come
know
to
what,
me
man?
and you say,
what? You
"Hey, I
racist?
can
You
do a
think I'm
Mexican
racist?
accent,"
You
and I
come into
say-
my face. You come up to me. You
I
come
come
into
to
my
you.
home.
In your face.
You come into my home.
Is that an invitation?
You come to
You
my
tell
home,
him-
and it's like, of course, your bed was empty.
where else would I come in?
Okay.
I come in your daughter too.
Okay.
Big question here.
I'm
Are you
taking it too
Mexican?
far.
You're a Mexican.
This was supposed to be coherent.
Called me a Mexican.
Coherent.
Well, that's what I love about Australian
sequence
accents.
of accents.
Well, we're here in Australia,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
in Victoria, we're called Mexicans
No,
because
yeah.
being south of New South Wales.
Well, we also
Fucking-
call
Which is interesting.
Glaswegians Mexicans because they're south of the
All
border.
right, now, all right,
Oh, yeah, no, of
Americans. If any fucking Americans watch this cunt is how you do an Australian accent.
All right. Yeah.
Now-
No, he's got it. He's got it.
Now,
No, I've got nothing here. I'm really
It's-
sorry. I
all right,
can't do an
if
Australian
you,
accent.
If you
want to
fucking start, an Australian accent,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
2 words you can say
Can.
to begin
In
your
fashion.
Australian. Say
Straya.
Australian.
Straya. Cunt.
Can.
Straya cunt.
Australia can.
Straya
Right.
cunt.
So,
Do you reckon that that's how they
but
go?
that's
Like,
fucking easy.
there's
like-
like
I think-
Sandra Bullock, right? And she's there and she's like, I need to play some sort of killer in Australia. Can you teach me the Australian accent? And then the woman comes up and goes, it's very simple. Australia cunt.
I'm
Australia cunt. And then Sandra Bullock's like, Australia can't. And she's like, very good.
got it.
I need to
Dead
pee.
on.
Karen.
Alright,
Oh,
so
no.
we there's two accents in New Zealand, which a lot of people don't know about. There's your typical New Zealand accent, which most Northerners, most white people have.
That's
Even
pretty
the Southerners,
typical.
even the Southerners have this particular accent, and
It's just generally
we just,
a New Zealander accent.
yeah, we all sound pretty normal, eh? Like if you hear the guys from the Flight of the Conchords, they kind of sound like this.
Like
It's-
this, yeah.
It's pretty similar.
Pretty much.
And then you've got your Maori accent,
Oh,
and they tend to exacerbate every little portion of the New Zealand accent.
you know I can't eat your ghost chops brew.
You know, shit. The big thing
Make
about
me a goddamn sandwich.
or I'll hit you with my big fist. Yeah, the big thing about the Kiwi
Thank
accent,
you.
is people miss the subtleties, because
Oh,
they
it's
go
the
for
little things.
the
Oh.
fish and chips.
Chops,
They
bro,
go for the
sucks.
shit, and they don't
Oh,
get
no.
Oh, no.
that after every sentence, you've got to say,
Wait,
Or brew.
wait,
Oh,
are we
brew.
saying here that,
Oh, brew, no.
that Canada
No.
is the
You don't
is
know
the is to what America that New Zealand is to Australia?
Woo! We're America.
We're America.
Yes.
We have a movie
Yes.
industry.
We
Oh,
do,
I just
actually.
picked it
Brisbane's
up.
quite well, actually.
Hey,
Can we
I
just get
picked it up,
that?
So my Maori accent, it's a bit different. Nah, I don't know what I'm going with, Oh, this is it. Shit, I just fell straight into
You
it.
got it, brew.
Oh, it didn't even take me one
You
take.
got it.
Shit, okay. Well, hey guys, I
Wait.
want to thank you very much for watching this
Can we get our
podcast.
hypothetical in?
I don't think we've got time, mate.
So just
We've got
quickly
time.
then.
Wait, no,
Okay.
quick one. So, if you had to speak in one accent that's not your native accent, which is difficult for you and you, for the rest of your life, what would you automatically change
Glaswegian.
your voice in to? You son of a bitch.
Now,
What
my
would you go?
father was born in Glasgow.
Hey,
My heritage is somewhat Glaswegian.
yes.
Like quite deep actually. However, I think I might go Irish.
Really?
I think I might.
You're an
Right.
embarrassment to you and your family. I'd go New Yorker. I really love to have
That's
New
got to be
Yorker
one of the
accent.
most fucking unbelievably unattractive accents I've ever heard in my fucking
You can't
life.
actually
Well,
see
that's
this,
because-
but when you say it, New Yorker,
New York
is all the way over here.
Well, that's how you
Oh
do
my
accents,
God.
isn't it?
Oh,
so
guys.
you go, hello, I'm British. And then you go, g'day, I'm Australian. And then you go, I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Similarly,
you've got that whole hello. All right. British. I'm very British.
Oh, of course.
South African. I'm very South African.
South African.
New York. I'm from New York. Zoidberg. My name is John Zoidberg.
And
This-
I'm Thomas Blackman Bishop.
See, this is a sad thing.
Okay,
I,
Oh,
no,
wait, no.
I wanted to get into celebrity impressions tonight.
Don't
We're
have
gonna
time. Next
we're
We
week.
gonna
don't
do it
have
next
time
week.
for this. Can we
Next
wrap this
week
up?
on the
Tell
Mindless.
us-
Wait, right.
Ooh, sorry.
Well,
the
celebrity
clicking.
impressions. Yeah,
No.
Next
week.
week on the Mindless Jabber podcast,
Christopher
we've got
Walken.
we've got Arnold.
Christopher Walken.
We've got
Hugh Grant.
what's his
Give
name?
it your Hughes Grant.
What's his,
Patrick
we've got
Warburton.
Patrick Warburton. We've got H. John Benjamin.
Accents. Yay.
We've got a bit of Michael Caine.
We got
I used to know what Jude Law sounded like, but right now I'm too sore to be able to work it out.
We got
no,
Peter
excuse
fucking
me.
Griffin over here.
We got Professor Frank. Professor Frank will make you laugh, will make you think. He likes to run, and then the thing with the person.
We've got
Oh,
the
boy.
worst Homer J. Simpson impression you've ever heard.
And the second worst Homer Simpson you've ever heard.
And you're...
No, that's much worse. That's much worse.
Thanks for watching the podcast. Wait, no, thanks guys. Thanks for watching the podcast.
It was lovely to meet you all in
my-
a sort of meeting way that we've got going.
It was
my name's-
smashing.
My name's Carl.
TS.
And I'm Thomas. Charmed.
Farewell.